We know for a fact that the Russians were involved in this. We know for a fact that the Chinese were and are probably still involved.
The United States government and several other countries are more open-minded to this. Russia comes to mind.
The Japanese were very involved in it. In fact, Sony Corporation had a long ongoing parapsychology program.
We know our own CIA had been experimenting in psychic tests and abilities and projects like MK Ultra.
The Israelis had an interest in it and may still.
It's very well established.
If these credible institutions and governments around the world are dedicating so much research and funding into this field, you would think there's something there.
I was at Fort Meade working as a Mideast analyst. What I didn't know is I lived next door to the operations officer and training officer for the remote viewing unit. They invited me over to their offices and sat me down and said, well, what we do here is collect intelligence against foreign threats using a parapsychology discipline called remote viewing. We essentially want to invite you to become a psychic spy. The US intelligence community had been following what the Russians were up to and the Soviets and discovered they were pursuing parapsychology pursuits. And so the CIA was obligated to check this out. And at a certain point, they were having such good success that the CIA said, we ought to be using it against the Russians, and at that point then it went operational and they started collecting intelligence against the Russians using remote viewing, and the Chinese and a bunch of other people. A viewer who is well-trained and has a lot of experience produces information that is clearly remote viewing in origin, these clearly psychic, if you will, in origin, roughly 70% of the time. What we're going to do is call an outbounder experiment. So Caroline and a couple of other folks will pick a target outside of here where we won't be able to know what it is. Then they will go to that target and they will interact with it as best they can. Maybe they can touch it or feel it or smell it or ride around on it, whatever it is. Meanwhile, we'll be back here. You're going to go find them consciously. You're going to send your consciousness there to find where they are, and then you'll report on the location where they're at. And if you pick up on it, you'll report on the things that they're doing.
Okay.
So
just to clarify, you don't know where we're going.
No, I have no idea. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So Rachel, what you're going to do is you're going to direct your consciousness to the location where Caroline, Evan, and Dylan have gone, and you're going to attempt to perceive and describe the setting that they're in, the interesting things there are to see, generally the things there are to experience. Kind of pay attention to what they're, don't focus in on what they're doing, but if something happens that attracts your attention, make note of that.
Okay.
And you're going to be verbalizing this as you go. You're going to be writing down the impressions you get, and you're going to be sketching.
Okay.
So to get that started, I want you to write down Caroline location.
Okay.
Okay. Just start kind of perceiving and describing in descriptive kind of terms
Okay.
what you're experiencing.
Okay. I see laughter.
Okay, so you hear laughing sounds.
I heard laughing sounds.
Yeah, just put down laughing, that's fine.
Okay. I also feel like I see black lines.
Okay, just place your point of view above
Okay.
and see if you get anything interesting from that perspective.
Hmm.
Try and take, kind of a bird's eye view.
I'm seeing mountains in red. I keep having some experience of like a red, and I don't want to say ball, but like a circular red thing. And then also that, and I can't tell really if it's Caroline or, but that there's like a black, like someone's holding something that is black and like solid. Doesn't feel like there's noise, like it's just like noise going on. For some reason I'm seeing like chain light, like Christmas lights. Yeah, decorative lights, yeah.
Okay.